What's up? It's your muscle building coach Lee Hayward here, and in this video clip I want to cover one of the most common questions that I'm asked from my YouTube followers, and that is about your height and weight training. Specifically, does weight training stunt your growth? Meaning, does it stunt your growth in height? And the answer to this is a big fat no. Weight training is not going to hinder your growth, and your height is determined by your genetics. It's not determined by what exercises you do or don't do. It's in your DNA to grow to be a certain height, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just dealt the hand of cards with your height in it, and you have to live with it. And this has been actually proven. I mean, there's been studies showing that weight training has no impact on height, and I want to just share some quotes with you. And in fact, the one that I want to share with you right now is from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And I'll actually post links to all this stuff in the video description below so you can check it out for yourself. But they say, to carry out strength training effectively, athletes must have correct form and be able to move the weight in a safe and efficient manner. Balance, control, posture, and coordination start to mature to adult levels around 7 to 8 years of age. In the majority of cases, it would not be appropriate or safe to allow weight training before age 7. So, if you're watching this video right now and you are over the age of 7, which I'm assuming the majority of you are, then it is totally safe to work out. You are at that stage. Once you've reached age 7, you are mature enough to handle a weight training regimen. Your body is at the phase where it can actually handle the coordination and everything, the balance that's required to lift weights. Now, obviously, you're going to have to follow a structured, supervised program. You're not going to be haphazard about it and like try and go into the gym and do some ridiculous 1 rep max your first day. Like, I would never take a beginner who's never worked out before, bring him down to the squat rack and say, okay buddy, 315 on the bar, let's do it, it's all you. Hell no. You're going to teach him how to do some basic body weight exercises, some basic machine exercises, and then gradually move into some more advanced free weight moves. And you're going to be working within their current level of strength and conditioning. I mean, if they're brand new, never worked out before, then you're going to be starting very freaking light and just progress gradually. Same thing when you're working with teenagers or kids. You're going to start them off at a very basic level and progress gradually. So, I mean, it's just common sense. To give you some other examples of bodybuilders who started working out young and grew to be very tall, the most famous bodybuilder of all, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He started working out as a child, I mean in his early teens, and he grew to be over 6 foot tall. Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk. I mean, he started off in his early teens as well, and he grew to be 6'5". Famous basketball players like Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson, Carl Moore. I mean, these guys are all, in the high 6 feet, 7 feet tall. I mean, obviously weight training has not stunted their growth at all. So, bottom line, don't let the fear of being short, take away from the health benefits that you can achieve from working out. I mean, there's so many benefits to strength training, from your health, your metabolism. It can help strengthen your bones, help prevent injury, help you deal with stress, help you control your weight and your metabolism, things like that. I mean, there's so many benefits out there for weight training that you should be incorporating it. In fact, I believe everybody should be on a basic weight training regimen just for the health benefits alone. Another question that I want to cover here that just came to my mind. A lot of people will use an excuse saying, well, there's a lot of bodybuilders who are short, so maybe weight training has stunted their growth, hence the reason why they're short. And that's a crock of BS as well. People will gravitate towards sports and activities where they're genetically suited. If I'm tall, if I'm 7 foot tall, then you know what? Maybe I'm going to be okay at basketball or volleyball or things where height is an advantage. If I'm short, I'm 5'6". Do you think I'm going to be a great basketball player? Probably not. Do you think I'm going to be a great volleyball player? Probably not. So I'm going to gravitate towards sports and activities where being short can actually be an advantage. Hence bodybuilding. It's easier to fill out a shorter frame than it is to fill out a taller frame. So if you're 5'6", it's going to take less muscle mass to fill out that frame and to look big and muscular, versus if you're 6'6". So that's why a lot of competitive bodybuilders are shorter, because they're genetically advantageous to fill out their frames at a shorter height than taller guys are. I mean, for example, like basketball players, like the guys I mentioned. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal, yes, he's a big muscular guy, but he doesn't have the muscle mass required to stand on a professional bodybuilding stage, because his frame is so long. It would take massive amounts of muscle mass to fill out a 7-foot tall frame, versus someone who's, say, 5'8". It takes a lot less muscle mass to fill out their frame. So that's why you're going to get bodybuilders, usually the top bodybuilders in the world, tend to be shorter, because they're genetically, where they're advantageous at that height to fill out their frame and to look big, full, and muscular, versus guys who are very tall. So again, it has nothing to do with their height being stunted or anything like that. It's just people are going to gravitate towards sports and activities where they're genetically suited. So hopefully that helps clear up the whole idea of weight training stunting your growth. I'm going to be posting some references below this video, because I know there's always the people out there who question and want to reference and double check everything that they hear, and that's cool. So I'm going to post some references below. And if you have any questions or comments that you want to share with me, by all means, post them in the comments below, and I'll be chatting to you down there. So take care. Have yourself a good one.